America's patience has finally snapped. A Chicago teacher mocks the death of Charlie Kirk. Ilhan Omar laughs it off, and the media silent again. But President Donald J. Trump, he wasn't silent, not for a second. At the United Nations on the world's biggest stage, he dropped a line that was so savage, so perfectly timed, it broke the internet. And what came next? The president of Somalia himself fired back with 4 words that sent Ilhan Omar's career into freefall. Now, this wasn't just another headline, folks. This was a turning point, because while Democrats defend the teacher who mocked a murdered patriot, while they build ICE tracking websites to help criminals hide, Trump is standing in the front of the world, reminding every nation that America bows to no one. So buckle up, guys. We're about to break down the moment that President Trump torched Ilhan Omar, exposed the radicals that are running America's classrooms, and sent shockwaves through Washington and to the world. Guys, let me tell you right now, this one changes everything. Hit the like button and subscribe. All right, folks, you can already feel it. America is at a breaking point. The air is thick with frustration. Parents are angry. Veterans are disgusted. Even moderates are saying, look, enough is enough. I mean, like, everywhere you look, it's complete chaos, right? Drop a chaos down below if you're seeing it. You've got a public school teacher mocking the death of Charlie Kirk, a man who stood up for freedom of speech, and the establishment acts like it's no big deal. I mean, you got Ilhan Omar doubling down with her same old routine, mocking, sneering, dividing, and the media is treating her like a celebrity instead of a disgrace. And then, of course, you got Trump, not the campaigner, not the candidate, but the president, standing on the world stage, calling out corruption, calling out hypocrisy, and reminding every single one of them that America still runs the show. But this time, he didn't just make headlines. In fact, he broke the internet with one of the most savage, perfectly timed lines of his entire presidency. And the person at the center of it, Ilhan Omar, the same Ilhan Omar who thought mocking America would win her applause. Oh, no, not this time. Not with Trump behind the mic. So let's go ahead and start where this all blew up, okay? A Chicago public school teacher making over $100,000 a year in taxpayer money decided to go viral for the worst possible reason. Caught on camera mocking Charlie Kirk's brutal takedown, laughing and flashing a gun gesture toward her neck like it was some kind of a joke. Now, this wasn't a random TikTok troll. This was someone teaching kindergarten through 8th grade. This is someone who's shaping children's minds, sneering at the death of a conservative voice who fought for truth. And what did the school do? Did they fire her? Suspend her? Condemn her? No, none of those things. The principal sent an email calling her the victim. What? Guys, is she really the victim? Chicago PD investigated, the school paused their website, and taxpayers footed the bill while the teacher just kept on collecting her paycheck. It's the new America under the left. Criminals protected, patriots punished, parents are furious, alumni are calling for resignations, and across the nation, conservatives are saying what everyone else is thinking. This is indoctrination, not education. Drop a resign down below if you think that the teacher needs to be resigned, or a fired if you think should be fired instead. Now, this is the perfect example of everything that Trump has been warning about for years. Moral decay wrapped in taxpayer funding. Now, picture this. You walk into the pharmacy to pick up your prescription, and the pharmacist says, sorry, your Medicare plan doesn't cover this anymore. Well, unfortunately, it happens every single day. And this is why I partner with Chapter. They make sure that your Medicare plan keeps up with your real life needs. Now, one of our viewers, she said, I was shocked to learn that my prescription wasn't covered, but Chapter fixed it before it cost me thousands. So let me ask, will you wait for the shock, or are you going to do what most people already are and getting ahead of it? Now, most people are dialing the phone number down below, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron right now. That phone number again is 909-563-8279. And here's what another viewer just told me. This came from To Tell the Truth 5008. She said, I called Chapter, changed plans for next year, saved over $1,000 per year, plus lower copays on doctor visits and medications. Great deal. Thanks, Ron. That's real money, guys. Real savings, real peace of mind. And so now I want to talk about Ilhan Omar. This is the woman who never misses a chance to embarrass the country that gave her everything, really. I mean, most people are saying that she should have been deported by now, but she fled Somalia, built her entire career here, and somehow turned that blessing into constant contempt for the very flag that protects her. Now, for years, she mocked the military, smeared Israel, downplayed 9/11 as some people did something, and now she's taking cheap shots at Charlie Kirk. This is a man who gave his entire life defending free speech on campus. But instead of condemning violence, Ilhan Omar doubles down with arrogance. Instead of gratitude, she gives grievance. And the media, they're silent. CNN yawns. MSNBC, they applaud. They call it bold, progressive, iconic. No, this is poisonous, guys. It is none of that stuff, okay? Ilhan Omar, she has become the poster child for what Trump calls the rot inside of the system. Elected officials who profit off of division, mock faith, and attack anyone who loves America too much. Now, this is why when President Trump took the stage at the United Nations, he wasn't just addressing Somalia as president. No, he was sending a message straight to Ilhan Omar herself. You don't get to bite the hand that feeds you and expect silence in return. Now, picture it, okay? The marble halls of the UN in New York, flags from every nation, cameras rolling. President Donald J. Trump walks in, confident, calm, deliberate. He meets with the president of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, and the two exchange formalities. Then, in true Trump fashion, he drops a line that nobody saw coming. With that signature smirk, he says, "I've got someone I'd like to give back to you." A pause, laughter ripples through the room, and then, of course, the Somali president, half grinning, half stunned, replies, "No thanks, we don't want her." Boom. In a very single moment, President Trump turns global diplomacy into poetic justice, and everyone knew exactly who Trump was talking about. Ilhan Omar, the loudest critic of America, rejected by the very country that she hails from. This was comedic, guys. This was symbolic, and it was brutally effective. Even his aides couldn't hide their smiles. Reporters froze, unsure if they had just witnessed humor or history, and President Trump, he just leaned back, letting the laughter roll and sending a message louder than any press release. If you hate America so much, the world doesn't want you either. That is when social media erupted. Within minutes, the clip went nuclear. Every platform, X, Rumble, YouTube, Telegram, lit up like a 4th of July sky, guys. Hashtag send her back was trending worldwide. Clips of Trump's grin, the Somali president's no thanks, and Ilhan Omar's stunned silence racked up millions of views. Now, supporters flooded the comment sections with American flags and laughing emojis. I mean, even people who hadn't even followed politics in years, they were sharing it, and they were saying, finally, somebody said it. But of course, the mainstream media networks, they spun it completely differently. MSNBC called it racist. CNN called it undiplomatic. The New York Times called it a dangerous escalation in rhetoric. Please, guys, come on. This was clearly a joke, and it was a perfect one. A comeback that said what millions of Americans feel but really can't say out loud. If you despise this country so much, maybe it's time you go somewhere else, huh? Now, this is why it blew up. I'm gonna tell you right now, because Trump didn't just roast Ilhan Omar. He voiced the frustration of a nation that is sick of being shamed for loving its flag. And once again, the media missed the point entirely. Now, here's where the hypocrisy really kind of hits peak insanity, okay? When a Chicago teacher mocks Charlie Kirk's death, you get silence. When Ilhan Omar sneers at America, you get applause. But when Trump cracks a joke at the UN, instant outrage. Now, Democrats tripped over themselves to issue statements condemning the hate speech and incivility. Chuck Schumer, he called it unpresidential. Kamala Harris came out of the woodwork and said that it was deeply concerning. Come on, give me a break. First of all, where's Kamala Harris been? These are the same people who defend riots, who laughed at conservative deaths, and who called half the country extremists for voting the wrong way. They don't care about respect. They care about control, because President Trump's words hit where it hurts, the truth. They have built an empire on victimhood and identity politics, and Trump just shattered it with a single punchline. The same party that claims to fight for tolerance can't tolerate a joke, and the same media that cries about disinformation lies every single day to protect their own. This is why people are done playing nice. The double standard isn't just obvious, it's insulting. Trump exposed it, and once you see it, you really can't unsee it. Now, what if I told you that the meme coin that the elites laughed at is now being run like a Fortune 500 company? What if I told you that the same currency that once started as a joke on Reddit has just built its own Wall Street empire, a move that's so bold that it's actually sending shockwaves throughout the financial world? Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trump era of crypto capitalism, where American innovation, independence, and disruption are back in charge. Because today we're talking about Zone, the official Dogecoin treasury listed right now on the New York Stock Exchange under ticker symbol ZONE. And right alongside it, the Dogecoin Foundation's corporate arm, House of Doge, is trading on the NASDAQ under ticker symbol TBH. Now, this video is sponsored on behalf of CleanCore, the parent company powering Zone, and redefining what financial freedom looks like in 2025. Now, think of it this way. If MicroStrategy built Bitcoin's institutional future, Zone is doing it for Dogecoin. Now, here's a twist. While MicroStrategy stores Bitcoin, Zone builds, grows, and multiplies Dogecoin. Led by Chairman Alex Spiro, yes, Elon Musk's own lawyer, and CIO Marco Margiotta, a payments veteran who sold his last company to Fiserv for $270 million, Zone is executing faster than anyone had expected. In fact, in just weeks, the official treasury accumulated over 710 million Doge, with more than $20 million in unrealized gains. They're targeting a full billion Doge within 30 days. Backed by powerhouses like Pantera Capital, Mosaics, Falcon X, and GSR, Zone raised $175 million to make Dogecoin a global reserve asset held securely by Bitstamp by Robinhood. Now, this isn't crypto chaos. It is organized financial warfare against the same broken system that President Donald J. Trump has warned us about. So while the establishment weaponized inflation, Zone and the Dogecoin Foundation are building the rails for a parallel economy, one rooted in sound money, transparency, and freedom. And with House of Doge driving payments, ETFs, and merchant adoption, Dogecoin isn't just a meme anymore. It is a movement with muscle. Now, before you rush to buy, I want you to remember, I'm not an investment advisor, and this is not investment advice. Always do your own due diligence before making any financial decisions. But one thing is very clear. Zone isn't just holding Dogecoin. It is holding the keys to its future. Like, subscribe, share this, because history is being written, and this time it's written in Doge. And just when you thought the Democrats couldn't get any crazier, well, they did. Right in the middle of this Ilhan Omar meltdown, House Democrats quietly rolled out their latest stunt, a master ICE tracker. You heard that right, guys. They're creating a website to crowdsource ICE locations, meaning regular citizens could report where immigration officers are working, so criminals can hide, so traffickers can move, and so illegal aliens can dodge deportations, all with taxpayer support. Now, this is not a glitch. This is a strategy. They've spent years defunding the police, demonizing border agents, and now they're mapping the people who protect us. It's kind of like publishing the home addresses of our soldiers and calling it accountability. Republicans erupted. Trump's DHS slammed it as a direct threat to federal officers. Even former ICE directors said it could get agents killed. But Democrats didn't blink. They framed it as transparency. No, this is clearly sabotage. And President Trump, he saw it instantly. And he said they're not protecting immigrants. They're protecting criminals. And he's right. The same radicals that are screaming about safety are the same ones that are putting American lives in danger. Now, here's where you kind of see the difference between a politician and a president. Trump didn't whine. He didn't tweet threats. He acted. Within 24 hours, he ordered a federal review of education grants that are tied to schools caught promoting anti-American behavior, including Chicago's own Nathan Hale Elementary. He told Congress, if you're teaching hate on taxpayer money, you don't deserve a dime. That's leadership, guys. Then he shifted to law enforcement. He vowed to protect ICE and every federal officer that was targeted by this so-called tracker. He called it a digital hit list. And he's right about it, because when you expose agents' locations, you're endangering their families. And of course, the left hates that he's calling them out because it strips away their favorite weapon, pretending to care. They say equity, but he says accountability. They say compassion, he says the law. This is what President Trump's second term looks like. Not talk, but action. He is cutting funding, exposing fraud, defending our borders, and making sure that the radicals that are running our classrooms, city halls, and activists, nonprofits actually finally feel the heat. Now, he's not just speaking for Americans. He's actually defending them. So after President Trump's UN takedown, the fallout hit fast and hard. Ilhan Omar, she went silent for nearly 2 days. No tweets, no statements, nothing. I mean, her office in Minneapolis fielded hundreds of calls, most from furious constituents demanding to know why she keeps embarrassing their district. Even Somali American community leaders started distancing themselves. One Minneapolis elder told reporters, she doesn't speak for us anymore. She speaks for herself. And overseas, the Somali press ran the quote front page, no thanks, we don't want her. Omar's donations started pulling back as well. That's right, Omar's donations started to pull back. People didn't want to donate to Ilhan Omar's campaign anymore. Quietly freezing contributions, waiting to see if she would recover from the humiliation. Meanwhile, the memes, the sound bites, and the edits of that UN moment just kept circulating nonstop. It was global by now. A perfect symbol of what happens when arrogance meets accountability. Oh, and Trump, he didn't need to say another word. His silence said it all. America finally stood tall again, not bowing, not apologizing, not backing down, because when you tell the truth this loud, you don't have to repeat it. The world repeats it for you. Now, that moment wasn't just about Ilhan Omar. It was about everything that this country has been fighting to reclaim: respect, truth, and pride. The contrast couldn't be any clearer. One side mocks patriots, shields criminals, and calls it progress. But the other side, led by President Trump, restores strength, order, and common sense. The Chicago teacher scandal, the ICE tracker insanity, the media's double standard, they all are pointing to the same disease: rot. Rot in our schools, rot in our institutions, rot in the very people who were supposed to lead with integrity. But the cure is here. Trump's America is about accountability. It's about bringing dignity back to the classrooms, to the borders, and to the world stage. He's not just exposing the corruption, he is reigniting belief. Belief that America can still stand for something that's worth fighting for. Belief that decency can win again. Belief that this country can be proud again, unapologetically, fiercely, and loudly proud. And so, as long as President Trump's in the Oval Office, every time that the radicals mock America, he's going to be right there, smiling, unshaken, and ready with one more line that breaks the internet all over again. Now, before we wrap up, guys, I do want to speak directly to the patriots who have stayed with me to the very end. If you believe in what we're building here, a voice that refuses to bow, a movement that tells the truth no matter who it offends, I invite you to stand with me. Join our truth-seeking patriots on Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you'll get every video that I produce commercial-free, early access to new releases, and of course, the satisfaction of knowing that you're helping to keep this message alive, free from corporate strings and censorship. So click the link down below. You're not just supporting a channel, you're fueling a movement that is built on courage, truth, and freedom. Join us today. Search Truth Exposed on Patreon, and let's keep fighting for the America that we love.